We will look at the story here on citynewsroom.com. Now, Julius Deborah to head Mahama's transition team. I'll just quickly read that story and we'll get right into it. Now, John Dramani Mahama, the president-elect of Ghana, has appointed a team of experienced individuals to facilitate the transition process in accordance with the Presidential Transition Act 2012. That's Act 845. Now, the 2024 transition team will work in close collaboration with representatives of the outgoing government to ensure a smooth and orderly handover of political power. Now, the appointed members bring expertise from various sectors, including finance, governance, and public administration. Now, the team will be led by co-chairperson Julius Deborah and include the following key members. Now, we have Honorable Johnson Asidwin Ketia, we have Honorable Fifi Fiavi Kwete, we have Dr. Scalistus Mahama, we have Dr. Valerie Sawyer, we have Professor Kwamena Ahoy, we have Honorable Dr. Kesa Atoforson, we have Honorable Mahama Yarega, we have Honorable Gusi Tano, and we have Dr. Omane Buama. And these are all the members of the team. Now, I just want to take us quickly to, if I can just find that real quick. Where are we? Okay. Well, let me, whilst I look for the other story I'm looking for, if you can just okay, I found it. Let me just go through that quickly. So on the other side, we have Frema Opare heads government's transition team. Now, the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has appointed members to constitute the government side of the transition team. Now, this, again, is in accordance with the same Act 845. The team is tasked with ensuring a seamless and efficient transfer of executive authority to maintain stability and continuity in governance. Now, the appointed members include, and let me give them to you. We have here Akosua Frema Opare, Akosua Frema Osei Opare, Chief of Staff. We have Godfrey Yeboah Dame, Attorney General. We have Osei Mensa Bonsu, Minister responsible for Presidential Affairs. We have Dr. Amin Adam, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam, Minister responsible for Finance. Henry Korte, Minister responsible for the Interior. Dominic Nitiwo, Minister responsible for Defense. Shirley Ayoko Botry, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs. Martin J. Mensah Kosa, Minister responsible for Local Government. And Albert Kandapa, Minister responsible for National Security. There are a few others as well. So, anyway, let me just come to you, Natwe, your initial thoughts.
Good morning once again to our viewers, and to say that I'll take this opportunity to congratulate His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on his election as President-elect, if that's the word, of the Republic of Ghana. And a double congratulations to His Excellency, Her Excellency, I beg your pardon, Professor J. Nano Pukwajiman. I mean, she has made history, and I'm so proud to be a young girl who is part of this history.
Are you a girl?
and her assurance to us young people that as she has gone through the door, she would keep the door open. I think that this morning, that statement is worth commending. And so, Your Excellencies, this morning, congratulations to you. And to also congratulate my Member of Parliament who has been re-elected, the Honorable Benjamin Ayukunate. I sat on this platform and other platforms, and I said that we are going to retire Honorable Okoboy. I mean, many people doubted. Many people doubted. But in fact, we gave him a gap of almost 12,000. You know, that's an increment from the previous elections. I said it, and Lejo Kuku has delivered. We delivered the parliamentary seat, and we delivered the presidential. And I mean, I'm feeling so proud. Why did Ghanaians vote for us? We had a serious candidate, not a candidate who was after steering wheels and dancing sisifia. Ghanaians voted for us because of all the messages, of all the goodwill or the vision that the parties shared. They thought that out of the NDC was superior. We had a superior candidate, superior message, and we ran a very comprehensive, well thought through and strategic campaign. And so this morning, I would commend all the members of the NDC, the rank and file, I mean, from our national chairman to our regional chairman, national executive, I mean, everybody, I can't mention, we are grateful to ourselves, you know, and Ghanaians are grateful to us that we've shown leadership. And then that leadership, they would see more effective 7th January 2025. And so, I mean, those will be my initial comments. Now, the transition teams, I think that it's a step in the right direction so that nobody thinks that there is any vacuum anywhere. You know, I mean, it's transition. So there's not even a second where you can say that there's no leader or there's no precedent. Yeah. And so, as we have it now, His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo is the President of the Republic of Ghana. Former President John Dramani Mahama and President-elect, President in waiting. And so we'll just urge the two teams, per the commitment they've shown in their presses, to work in the highest, you know, collaboration and effectiveness, so that the process is fluid. So that, I mean, it translates into building, you know, the Ghana we all want. I always say that government is a continuum, it's a relay. President Akufo-Addo is ending his. Unfortunately, it is not a good legacy, and that is the scorecard that the good people of Ghana have voted against. And so for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he's not building on this scorecard. It is so abysmal, we can't build on it, and so we are resetting the country. And so we are urging the good people of Ghana to trust His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to fix the country. Now, right after transition and right after President His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is sworn in, what would the NDC do? We have our 120-day social contract with the good people of Ghana, 120 days. And so in 120 days, there's a few things, need I reiterate? I think so. To the good people of Ghana, the things that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama would do. He has stated that he would nominate within the first 14 days the complete list of cabinet ministers for the approval of Parliament. In the first 14 days of his administration, he would announce all his cabinet ministers. It means that, you see, as opposed to the NPP's misinterpretation or their propaganda, that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama says he had wanted a honeymoon. It is not the case. He says that within the first 14 days, this is what I will do. This is the man who is not running around dancing Sisyphean or saying that Nyamye Shira Mina Shemu. No, for him it says that my message is that in the first 14 days, cabinet ministers will be listed for parliamentary approval. He's also assured that he would actually constitute the leanest, yet the most efficient and effective, you know, government. He says that his ministers and deputy ministers, not more than 60. And this was what the NPP had wanted to copy. They said 50. Ghanaians did not even trust their 50. To the extent that they thought that President John Dramani Mahama is the man who is honest, the nation builder, and says that I'll build with the 60 ministers, and 60 ministers it shall be. Now, beyond that, you see the impunity with which we've seen some appointees of this current administration, the NPP government, conduct themselves, the way that they've treated media people, their utterances, their arrogance, you know, that has led them to where they are. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said he would actually put together a very robust code of conduct that once you agree to serve in his government, it means that you'd have to abide by. Failure to abide by their sanctions, he would not look on and be a clearing agent. With no code of conduct for his appointees, people act in a manner as they so wish, and people think that power belongs to them. But the Ghanaian people have proved that the power belongs to the people and it belongs to them, and who they deem fit, who they deem competent, they give to. And so for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he would actually put his people to a certain strict proof and strict test and strict guidance and strict checks, so that you won't act contrary. I mean, we are human beings and people may be fallible. But if you fall short of these code of conduct, the penalties are there, and then it would equally, apply. And then, like the adage says, he will not come and say that I'm the economic messiah. I have the magic wand. I've worked at Bank of Ghana. No. President Mahama would not come and throw words and say, he will not write things on his CV that he is not. He says that he would hold the national economic dialogue. What President Mahama is saying that he thinks that even you as a media person, maybe you would have some, economic ideas you may want to share with his government. This is a government that is telling you that we are running an open door policy. What ideas do you have for nation building? Bring it to us. You may not be at the implementation table, but at the suggestion table, at the design table, we are bringing everybody on board. This is a government that listens. President Mahama is a man that listens. He's not one that would downplay, the predicaments of the Ghanaian people. So he would hold that discussion so that at least we all agree on the state of the economy. He will not sit from the comfort of his home and say that this is the state of the economy. This is the dollar to CD rate. No. After that very important, national economic dialogue, we would all agree as a people that this is the state of our nation. Now, by the time President Mahama is serving his term and ending his term, then we are able to do the, comparative analysis that we were able to establish from the beginning where the economic strength of our country was. Now, President Mahama, has he been able to improve it? Has he been able to do what he said he would deliver? It helps. He will not sit there and say, things that he ideally, things that may be unpresidential, or if that's the word, vice presidential to be said to people. Now, I think that what the Ghanaian people are equally also waiting for, that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has said that he would do in his first 90 days, is that he is scrapping, away the very draconian taxes like e-levy, the COVID tax, emission levy, the 10% tax on bed and lottery winnings. See, and I repeat, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia, they imposed the e-levy on Ghanaians, even with all the resistance we showed, to the extent that they were able to bus their sick members of parliament in ambulances to parliament to vote. They were not able to bus people, get sick people to the polling stations to vote for them. I mean, the NPP would always hang on to the low-hanging fruits. E-levy, bus sick parliamentarians into parliament for them to pass. But where there is the need to stand up and show leadership, they would blame everybody but themselves. They will blame the Russia, Ukraine. They will blame the NDC. They will blame, at least now the name of Russia, Ukraine, and COVID can rest. I'm sure Russia and Ukraine will be happy at the loss. In fact, and in the words of Bernard Avle, this is a bloodbath. Yeah, you see, because with let's say a greenwash, with all the boasting, with all the we are winning with a strategy, and I heard some of their communicators saying their strategy is called submarine. Please, it's not even a paper boat. They didn't have any strategy. The NPP simply performed abysmally. The good people of Ghana wanted to sweep them out. But then you see, when you give them the opportunity, instead of apologizing, instead of changing gears and doing things right, they call the bluff of Ghanaians. They'll tell you, if you think Dumso is here, bring your own timetable. They'll tell that you are lying about the cost of living. You tell Ghanaians in their face that they don't know their own reality. Meanwhile, your reality may be just the four corners of the Jubilee House. So this morning, what we are saying is that for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, his win, we are hitting the ground running right from his inauguration. He's getting things done. He also says that in the first 120 days, as part of his social contract with the good people of Ghana, we would implement the no academic fee policy for all first-year students in public tertiary education. And so if you are enrolling into any public institution in your first year come 2025, what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is saying is that you have free academic fees. Now, simply because, the NPP and their communicators actually put the NDC's idea, our policy, our initiative of sharing sanitary pads to young girls to keep them in school, it won't deter the NDC from actually resuming that.
Okay.
We care about the reproductive health of the young girls. What is free SHS? If the young girl cannot stay clean and be in school, I tell people, and maybe because you're a man, you can't relate, but the women and the young girls listening to me know that nothing takes a woman's confidence, nothing beats a woman's confidence than a stained self. You can't stay in school, you can't compete with your, you know, you're just in a hurry to go into hiding. And so for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he's saying, sorry, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Her Excellency Professor Nana Jane-Opoku-Agyeman, we are revisiting our policy of sharing sanitary pads for young girls. We need the young girls to stay in school. We need more young girls like Her Excellency Professor Nana Jane-Opoku-Agyeman. And so what they said, that those sanitary pads will be used for, I wouldn't want to repeat on such your esteemed platform. Shame on all those who said that. Those young girls have voted for the sanitary pad. I'll mention one more, and then I'll land on that. All persons living with disability, they are entitled to enjoy free tertiary education. And so if you're a person living with disability, get ready. If you've applied, if you've not, and there's a window for you to apply. School fees would not be your hindrance. President Mahama and then his Vice President-elect, Professor Nana Jane-Opoku-Agyeman, are saying that they are enrolling persons with disability into tertiary for free. This is how we bridge the gender gap. This is how we bridge the inequality gap. For us, as a next government, in our mind of minds, we are sharing the national cake in such a way that it goes to those who deserve. Those who queued to vote for one policy or the other. So the assurance this morning is that if you queued for the cancellation of e-levy, President Mahama says, I will cancel it within my first 90 days. If you queued so that you could receive free sanitary pad, President Mahama is saying that I will do that for you. If you queued to vote so that you are voting against an elephant, that because of its size, it thinks that its government size must be equivalent to the size of its body. And so give us an elephant-sized government. What His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is saying this morning is that he will form the leanest yet most effective government, giving them code of conduct to work with that is pleasing, and then he's coming to us as a people. What are the economic ideas we have to move Ghana forward? He's running an open door policy. Come with your ideas, irrespective of your background. And I'm sure that doesn't only end with economics. It ends with even education. All the sectors of the economy, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will consult Ghanaians, will consult the technical people so that we feed him with ideas into his already existing brilliant ideas to move Ghana forward. So this morning, we are grateful to the good people of Ghana. It was a green broom. We've swept Ghana green and clean. Thank you.
All right, so just a quick one before we take it. We're going to take a break shortly, but I want you to just comment on you're scrapping a lot of things that are revenue generating. So, for example, e-levy, emissions levy, COVID levy, and so on and so forth. How do you plan to make the money that you need for all these ambitious projects that you're looking to do?
You see, before I come to that, there was one statement I had wanted to say that Professor Nana Jane-Opoku-Agyeman is the exemplification of it is possible, not Dr. Bawumia Enapo. See, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman is the exemplification. If you need an example to say that it is possible, it is possible for her to be the first female vice chancellor of a university, the first female running mate of the two major political parties, the first vice president-elect and vice president in waiting, the first female minister of education. Ma'am, this morning, you are the example of it is possible. Not, I'll leave that there. But then you see, let me state that, per my understanding of your question, you are saying that, well, maybe the money is not there, so there's not the need to scrap taxes.
I'm just saying that if you cut all these revenue generating sources, where are you going to find the money from to do the various?
David, even the NPP who implemented the COVID levy and the e-levy and what have you, and says it will create 11 million jobs, they are the forefront of wanting to cancel. Even they, who imposed it on us with all the resistance, they say that we are the forefront of wanting to actually cancel. The Operation Recover All Loot, right, is the means to actually generate revenue, assets and monies that have gone into pockets that are not supposed to go into. Illegal acquisition of state funds and state assets would be retrieved. And you would agree with me that that is an avenue of revenue generation. Now, if we are actually running an audit into key, key scandals, PDS is one, Pualugu Dam is one, the national hole or national swimming pool, as they say, to mean a national cathedral is another. All these scandals, if we prosecute the people, monies that have been misapplied and misappropriated, monies that have gone into pockets illegally.
National service.
See, the list is endless, like you are adding on. And I'm sure this morning our viewers know that the list is ended. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has actually pledged that when he comes into power, these are some of the scandals that he's looking into, where there would be retrieval of monies. And so I think it is ideal, if you'd ask me, and if you ask any of our viewers watching, that to let all those scandals slide and actually keep imposing these draconian taxes on the ordinary Ghanaian who did not actually misapply the funds, who did not mismanage the economy, who did not take us to the IMF. They should rather bear their brands. While the NPP government will run the elephant-sized government, they will continue to misapply funds and some will go into illegal pockets. I think that Ghanaians will choose that President John Dramani Mahama prosecutes all the scandals to replace the draconian levies that the NPP has actually burdened the ordinary Ghanaian with. And you see, it is the impunity with which the NPP refuses to admit that they owe the Ghanaian people an apology. Still, some communicators and some members of the NPP think that they have done well, and you think if you have done well, Ghanaians would not reward you. In any case, I read somewhere that Mr. K.T. Hammond said his people said they would reward him. In fact, maybe this is the new understanding of reward. And it is also a lesson to every government, every party, including MPP for Ghana for MPP for Ghana be a MPP be a. You see, it is also to me a lesson not only to the NPP, but for every political party, including the NDC that has won this election massively, that you can't take the power of the people for granted. You can't, in the exchange of goodwill, show arrogance. You can't, in the exchange of goodwill, show incompetence. You can't, in the exchange of the goodwill that the good people of Ghana have given to you, show impunity. And then you call our bluff. Then that the good people of Ghana say. All the messages you get of people warning the NPP, this is their end. The house fly that does not listen to advice. It follows the corpse into the grave, right? And so the NPP will not listen to advice. This is where it has landed itself. Okay. I'm waiting for when an NPP person would still blame their loss on the NDC. They still blame it on us. They blame their incompetence, their loss, their mismanagement on everybody. On you? Nobody's blaming. That's why I'm saying that I'm waiting. Before elections, they blamed that it is, even during the elections, they said, and the NDC is trying to really, like they will blame everybody by themselves. It is a bad example. The NPP is the example of everything bad in this country.